LaVar Arrington, it's never too early to try and stir the pot in a great rivalry in the world of football.
Okay.
And maybe one of the great rivalries, not only in the world of football, but the world of sports, is
Aaron Rodgers and Gutekunst.
That is true, and it does tie into that a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But you've also got the Packers and the Bears, one of the great rivalries. Now,
historically,
very, very one-sided as of late. A lot of dominance on the side of the Green Bay Packers. Well, apparently, and I'm not trying to. The last thing I want to do is piss anybody off in Wisconsin. That's not what I want to do here. Because look, we are on 97.3 The Game. We're on AM 1070, Fox Sports 1070 in Madison. We love our people there. You got the great Steve Zabe coming up. You got Mike Heller, one of the nicest people in all of sports radio. But somebody had some things to say, and that somebody was none other than Bears defensive lineman Justin Jones, who decided to have some comments about the departing Aaron Rodgers, how a matchup last year at Lambeau Field went, and what he's looking forward to doing to Green Bay this coming year.
How different is it going to be now that Aaron Rodgers is somewhere else?
I wish he played one more year with Green Bay, honestly. We went up there and we played a pretty good game, but they got away from us at the end, obviously, and they won, but their fans are really so I wanted to go back up there and I wanted to play him and I wanted to beat them and I wanted him to be there so you can see it. But the fact that he's gone now, it's cool. I guess it's better for him not to be here, But yeah, man, I'm ready to take it over. I mean, it's a good time to be a Bears fan. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So
this is a follow-up question I never thought I'd ask. In which ways are they?
Man, just the way that they're just freaking obnoxious, just yelling and all that other stuff about things that don't even matter. Like we're not even running the play, and you guys are talking about boo, oh yeah, go Green. Like what are we even talking? You haven't even started yet. Like what are we even talking about here? Like y'all. Half of them don't even know football. It's so weird to me. But I'm just ready to go back out there and play, and I want to go out there and I want to beat the hell out of them, on their field, and I want to hear the boos then, that's what I look forward to.
So Justin Jones, letting it be known, not a big fan of the Packer fan base. Now, the game he's referencing, by the way, that was week 2 of last year. And to his point, the Bears were definitely competitive. They had a 7-3 lead at the end of the first. Right? 7-3 lead at the end of the first quarter, and proceeded to get outscored 24-3 the rest of the game. So they lost by 17.
Oh my gosh!
And he felt the need to let everybody know that this is how things are going to go.
They were 3-14 last year. Like, hey, my guy, listen to what I'm telling you. 14 times another team was better than you. You want to know what's obnoxious? When you win 3 games and you talking about another team's fan base that has been pretty dang good over the last few years and just missed the playoffs by 1 game in a down year. To say that it's a good time to be a Bears fan after a 3-win season, I would just suggest that you get into the season and maybe start 3-0 before you start talking about the fact that it's a great time to be a Bears fan. I always am reminded of the late, great John Madden when I said it's a great time to be a Washington R fan. And I tell you what, he asked me, do you think that you guys have a chance of making the playoffs or even the Super Bowl? And I said, hell yes, Coach Madden. Of course we have a chance. Look at the team that we have. Look at the talent that we have. That man said I would bungee jump out of the blimp, the Goodyear blimp, over top of the 50-yard line for the halftime show if you guys made it to the Super Bowl. And well, he ruined my dream. and so to me, I like the fact that you have the fire in your belly, Jonas. I love the fact that he feels a certain type of pride and a certain type of passion towards the Bears getting back to winning football. But let's not get carried away. You know, even if they are going to be that good, it's better to be a killer, an assassin that moves in valence and silence, not in noise. And let me tell you something. To call out the fan base is kind of like, all right, they're obnoxious, they're itty, they don't know football. They knew enough to beat y'all. Their team knew enough about you to beat y'all. And to me, when I look at a statement like this, are you directing your anger towards the fans because you ain't good enough to do it against the players? Like, say the players are itty. Say they're obnoxious. Now we got something. But them fans can't do nothing to you, and you're not doing nothing to them fans.
It's also,
so what are you really calling them out for?
Like, if somebody told you, like, there's one thing to have a track record, but if somebody told you, hey, we've got 30 years of a track record, like, that feels like some evidence and some information I'd like to get my hands on so that I could know what the future may hold. Because if the track record is there for 30 years, what's to say it's not going to be there moving forward? And the reason I say that is because there's good news and bad news for Justin Jones and the Bears when it comes to the Packers. Well, Aaron Rodgers is gone, so that's the good news. The bad news is, for the last 30 years, you've been getting dominated at the position of quarterback, which has really been the problem there. And they've had some good years. They went to a Super Bowl. They made some playoff runs under Lovie Smith. They were in an NFC championship. They lost to the Packers, coincidentally enough. But they probably thought when Brett Favre left, okay, at least we got rid of him.
Yeah, we got a chance.
And then it got even worse because Rodgers was better against the Bears than Brett Favre was. So the idea that this is now the time, I would encourage Bears fans to just look. I know there's a lot of excitement. I know people are fired up. They think Justin Fields is the guy, and they've added.
And maybe
they've improved.
he is.
Yes, definitely.
Maybe he is.
But I gotta wait a little bit. You know, like I gotta wait to see what's in the box underneath the Christmas tree before I celebrate like I just won a Maserati. You know, I gotta see what's there first. And apparently there's no waiting around. They feel like now that Rodgers is gone, success is right around the corner, and they probably felt the same way when Brett Favre left, and it definitely was not. So,
well, Dalvin Cook leaves the Minnesota Vikings vulnerable. The Vikings will not be a better team without Dalvin Cook on that team. The Detroit Lions could be considered to be no different than the 3-win Chicago Bears, if you ask me.
Jeez.
Everybody's carried away about the Detroit Lions, and you may be warranted and you may be, in the right to think so and to believe so. But they were not a playoff team last year, just like the Bears weren't a playoff team last year, just like the Green Bay Packers weren't a playoff team last year. The NFC North is wide open, because the Lions still have to prove they're a dominant team. They haven't proven that yet. They proved that they could become a competitive team.
They're not even a playoff team last year.
Campbell has proven to us that he's not just talk, but the culture has changed. There's been a culture shift. That's wonderful. But you still got to prove it and accomplish at a higher success level, a success rate. Really, the only quarterback in the division right now today is Kirk Cousins. It's Kirk Cousins. I don't know about Justin Fields. I don't know about Jordan Love. Right? I mean Jared Goff, we could say Jared Goff, but I'm not going to say I'm not taking Jared Goff over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's tight.
I'm not taking him over. I'm not taking Goff over Kirk Cousins. So in the end, you got a guy that was not even perceived to be the guy in Los Angeles. He shipped off for the guy that they trade for and go win a Super Bowl the year after. Now, he fell off of a cliff after that, after the lady fell off of the stage. But in Detroit, the team has improved. But to say by default that this is a division that is wide open. I just don't feel as though it doesn't hit me the same way as if that would have been Tommy Harris or if that would have been Brian Urlacher or Ralph Brown or Mike Brown
Lance Briggs
or Peanut saying that, you know, these fans are obnoxious and they're SE fans and we're going to run this thing back. It doesn't hit the same. It does not hit the same. In fact, if I'm being honest, it kind of diminishes and it kind of devalues, to me, the value of Justin Jones as a player, because you're talking about a team that's wounded. Like the sense to me is when you're a true competitor, you don't kick a man while he's down. You stand up and you look at that man eye to eye and y'all go toe to toe and you talk your noise right then, and then the best thing you can do is imply your and like impose your will on that man toe to toe. Not, oh, Aaron Rodgers is gone, like, oh, I wish he was still here. Why? So you could lose again? Y'all lost to them in a down year. Y'all didn't lose to him not just in his MVP years. Y'all lost to him last year in a down year.
Yeah.
Y'all part of the reason why they had an opportunity to make the playoffs at the end of the season. Like, be clear on that. So, to me, I feel like the trash talk right now, you're doing it because it's advantageous to try to talk trash, and it's by subtraction. It's not by addition. You're not looking at an Aaron Rodgers team that's loaded. You're not looking at a Minnesota Vikings team that's loaded. You're not looking at a Detroit team that has established that they're the team in the North. And you for damn sure haven't established that you're the team in the North as the Bears. So you're doing this by subtraction. Justin, I'll just give you a bit of advice, my young G.